Hello, my friends. It has been a while since I have sat down and filmed a good old-fashioned makeup video. It's also been a really long time since I've played around with makeup at all. So I really wanted to sit down and have a makeup and chill time where I just get to have some creative, fun playtime with makeup, reach into my collection and use what I have, and chat with you all along the way. My inspiration for this video is definitely looking at some of the older palettes in my collection. So for this look, I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast palette. This is a palette that I've had for a few years, and I really do love the color story, but I don't reach into it all that much, and so I really wanted to play with it tonight. If you all have this palette, maybe you can get yours out and do a look as well along with me. I've got myself a little glass of wine, and we are just going to relax and have some fun with makeup because I really need that back in my life. I've already done my base, like foundation, concealer, brows, contour, and bronzer. I'm gonna do an eye look, and then based on whatever the eye look is, I will pick a blush and a lip combo to go with it. Looking at the palette, I really want to play with this color over here called Pit. It's a really nice, like, burgundy sort of shade, and then the shade right next to it called Paprika is sort of like a terracotta orange. And I feel like those two shades together would create a really beautiful kind of fall smoky eye, using Pit as kind of the depth and then blending out with Paprika. And then definitely want to do a shimmer over the top. I'm undecided yet if I want to keep it kind of monochromatic and go with the more mauvey shade Expensive, or if I want to do more of like a pop with some of these teals or greens. So we'll just see where the makeup look takes us, and I think we should just jump on in with the eye look. So let me zoom you in a little bit, and I think I'm actually going to start darkest to lightest tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and go right in with the shade Pit, and I might even go into the black a little bit called Holy Moly, just to really deepen everything up, like right at the lash line. I'm using a Spectrum and KJH 21 brush. It's like a really small kind of smudger brush, and I'm just going to go right in with the mix of those two shades at the lash line and just start to get some immediate depth. How are you all doing? Are you all finding time to play with makeup, or are you like me where it's just genuinely slapping on whatever you can in the morning and trying to get out the door? Because I feel like it's been several months now that I have been doing a very minimal slapdash routine, and I'm really starting to miss the creative side of makeup. Of course, I am a pro makeup artist, as many of you know, and I do enjoy doing that work, but I mainly do weddings. Every so often, I will have someone ask me for like a smoky eye or purples or something a little bit more fun. But for the most part, I'm working with like soft glam neutral shades, which of course is stunning and beautiful for a wedding day. But I do crave doing something a little bit more edgy and colorful and fun. I walk past my eyeshadow palettes all the time, and I just look at them and think, I have so many fun colors, textures, color stories, and I hate when I don't feel like I'm making use of them. You all know, if you've seen my eyeshadow palette declutter video, I have so many palettes to choose from. I can do any combination of colors my heart desires. It's just making time for it. That's been the hard part. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take that a little bit under my lash line as well, because I kind of want to get things nice and smoky under there too. I'm just gonna take some more of that shade Pit and start to blend this out a little bit. If you've seen my eyeshadow palette declutter, I also mentioned this as one of the palettes that I really wanted to play with more. So I'm thinking I'm gonna start, I mean, famous last words, right? Because life has been so busy and it's been so hard to find time for makeup and for YouTube, but what I would really like to do is start doing some videos with palettes from the past. And I don't know if there's like a trendier name for it. I might just call it palettes from the past. I'm sure other people have done really similar videos to this, but just pulling out some of those old palettes that I love and that I always enjoy when I use them, and just carving out time to use them and play with them. I feel like that would be a really great way to get myself back into the creative headspace of makeup, rather than treating it like it's a chore, or in the case of my pro MUA life, just a job. I'm now going to go in with a slightly fluffier brush. This is a Spectrum in KJH11, and I'm just taking the shade Paprika, which is a really nice, almost like muted terracotta shade. And I'm just going to start blending those edges. I'm just building a almost classic smoky eye shape here as a base, but just using some of these fall colors to do it, as opposed to like a black and gray or even like a brown. I always feel so much more inspired in the autumn and winter. I have noticed this about myself. Makeup wise, fashion wise, even like reading. I've been finally getting back into reading lately after basically not finishing an entire fiction book all summer, which is so sad because I consider reading to be one of my hobbies, and I consider makeup to be one of my hobbies. But it was kind of a tough summer anyway for me. I was just working a ton. I was doing too much, and I finally had to take a step back and reevaluate some things. But I also just find I'm not really a summer girly. I just really love the fall colors and feel so much more inspired when the fall weather comes around. I'm now just taking a little bit more of that shade Pit on that larger, fluffier brush, and just kind of going back and forth between that and the shade Paprika to get a nice little blend going. So really hoping as the weather cools off and we're stuck inside more and I'm not working 17 jobs like I was over the summer, that I will have much more time to do my cozy hobbies. And I do consider makeup as a cozy hobby because I can have a nice glass of wine or a cup of tea, listen to some calming music, watch my shows, and it really is like a self-care moment for me. So I am really happy that we're doing this. I hope you're having a self-care moment wherever you're watching this as well. Okay, we're looking kind of deep and dark and smoky here. I'm just wiping off that fluffier brush, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Pink Salt. It's like this lighter baby pink here. And I'm going to use that as kind of like a transition shade. So around the edges of this whole look that we're creating here. Just kind of softens everything out and makes the blend look a lot more seamless. This is looking really nice and grungy. I actually think I want to go in with a touch more of the shade Pit and a little bit more of the black, and just almost touch up the depth at the lash line that got a little bit blended away. And then I'll go in just with the shade Pit to, again, just blend that out. I would love to hear from all of you what is inspiring you lately, if you have cozy hobbies that you're really enjoying, or if you have makeup products that you've been reaching into, things that have just been giving you life After kind of a tough summer, I am all about bringing joy back into my life right now with the little things, and I would love to hear how you all are keeping the joy alive in your day-to-day as well. Just taking more of that shade Paprika. This is the smoky eye process, right? We add, we blend, we add, we blend until it feels right. I think I'm going to deepen up the outer corner even a little bit more. So just taking the shade Pit and kind of nestling that right in this outer corner space. I feel like this is coming together. I might go back in with pink salt, that light pink, and just again kind of run that over the edges. Cool. I think I do want to blend out my lower lash line even more though, so I'm going to take a little bit of the terracotta shade. This look reminds me so much of the kinds of looks that I used to do with the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. Oh my gosh, I used to live for the dark terracotta orange and the like reddish brown in that palette. If you know that palette, you know exactly the shades I'm talking about. And I would absolutely love to do a look like this that was very, very grungy, especially in the fall time. That is exactly what this look is reminding me of. RIP to that palette. I did that one as my first ever pan that palette before I even had a YouTube channel, just over on my Instagram, and it was a kind of nasty palette. Honestly, it needed to go because I had used and abused it. But I do really miss having that palette in my life. But also, it's kind of fun to see that I don't really need that palette in my life because I have really similar tones in my BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast palette. Who knew? Who would have guessed? I feel like this look on its own is actually kind of cool. Definitely would have left it like this back in the day with my ABH Modern Renaissance palette, but because it's the Avocado Toast palette and because it's those BH Cosmetics shimmers that I just love, I feel like we definitely need to add some kind of shimmer to this look. What do we think? I mean, the obvious choice is this, but I kind of want to go with this green here. I kind of want to go with that. It's called Haas, and it's the true like avocado color shimmer in this palette. I feel like that would be really cool layered over these rusty tones. Let's just go for it. This is makeup playtime. There are no rules. So just kind of putting that, gosh, I forgot how pigmented these shimmers are. Just putting that through the center of the lid. This is the BH Cosmetics formula though. Pigment, pigment, pigment. Ugh, so good. And then I guess I'm gonna just kind of keep blending out to either side to sort of diffuse the green into the mattes. What do we think? I think that's kind of cool. I do acknowledge that we covered up a lot of the beautiful smoky blending that we did earlier, but maybe I can bring a little bit of it back just with whatever's left on my brush. Taking a little bit of Pit and using that again kind of outer corner and blending that into the green. I kind of want to let that green go up almost to the brow here, just for a little bit of that like fairy sparkle effect. Call me crazy, but I do feel like I want something in the inner corner here, and my gut is telling me to go for lemon pepper, which is this light, sort of limey, is it lime? It's almost like a minty gold kind of shade. I'm just gonna go for it, right? Makeup playtime, no rules. Oh, I think that's cool. Putting that just right in the inner corner to kind of brighten that up. I could bring it up to meet the other green, but I kind of want to leave a little bit of that rustiness. Maybe just softly blend it. Yeah, I actually really like that. I think I'm going to bring it a little bit around the tear duct, ever so slightly. What do we think? Do we think I need some shimmer on the bottom? I could definitely do shimmer on the bottom lash line, but I actually think I'm going to leave it here so we retain some of that like smoky edginess and keep the bottom lash line super grungy. I do kind of feel like I want a liner. A burgundy would for sure make sense, but I kind of want to try this one from NYX. It's the Epic Wear liner stick in the shade All Time Olive. Sort of like a goldish green. I'm just going to throw that in the waterline and see. This is actually kind of a perfect waterline color for this look because it adds depth to further grungify, but it also has a little bit of that reflective gold to it. I'm not sure if you're going to see that on camera super well, but in person it looks very cool. Kitty alert. Hello, sir. What are you doing? Do you want to say hi? He's purring. I don't know if you can hear it, but oh, he saw something interesting outside. Do you want to go look in the window? I think I am just going to add a little bit of black liner right at the lash line because I'm going to do a false lash with this look. And it'll be nice to have that down as a little base for the lash band. Might as well put a little bit under the lashes on the bottom too. This is the Catrice 20-Hour Ultra Precision Gel Eye Pencil Waterproof in just the black shade. I really do like this eyeliner, especially when I'm doing something a little bit smudgier because it doesn't set down super quickly. Just dipping a little bit into the black shade in the palette, and I'm just going to go over that softly. And then I'm going to take Pit, which is the burgundy, and kind of just layer that on top to build back in that smoked out effect. Yeah, I think we needed a little, you can see the difference. This is still good, but I think this brings back the smoky edginess, and we're really going for it tonight. So the smoky edginess is what we want. I'm taking some Ardell Demi Wispies and I'm just gonna cut them in half and make myself some little half lashes because I don't know about you guys, but I don't remember Ardell Demi Wispies being this big. Like, these lashes are large and in charge, and that is just not something I feel like wrestling with right now because this is chill time. This is makeup and chill. Not wrestle with eyelashes time. Okay, while the glue on those is getting tacky, I want to put on some blush. I feel like my face is definitely missing something. To go with this more like russet autumn vibe, I'm going to use my RMS Beauty Redimension Hydra Powder Blush in the shade Maiden's Blush, which is this really beautiful like cinnamony terracotta tone. I feel like I need kind of a lot of cheek to go with this eye look, so I'm not going to be shy. And I'm actually going to blend it a little bit into the eye as well, just to create a little bit more of a cohesion overall. Look at the nice like radiance that that gives my face while also giving a little bit of a sculpt. So pretty. This is definitely one of my favorite blushes for the fall. Of course, I'm going to take it over my nose and on my forehead as well because I can't be stopped. All right, I got one of my lashes on, but while the other one's getting tacky, I'm actually going to take a little bit of this Iconic London blurring blush stick in the shade Mimosa. And I'm gonna put this on the apples of my cheeks just for a little bit more color. This blush came from my friend Kim from Instagram. She is one of the friends that I've had for a really long time since first starting my Instagram page. I'll tag her below or link to her Instagram page because she has given me so much makeup inspiration over the years. Incredibly talented artist. And she and I did a little declutter swap. So I sent her some products that I was decluttering and she sent me some products that she was decluttering because she is also on a no-buy this year. So that was kind of fun. And there were some true gems in what she sent me, and there are actually 3 shades of these iconic London blushes, and I've really been enjoying all of them. As per usual, probably went overboard on the blush, but I feel like my face just needs some help with color right now because I feel like I'm just looking so pale. What do we want to do for lips? My initial feeling is definitely something brownish, rusty in tone to kind of go with the overall autumn vibes. This is the NYX Shine Loud in the shade Boundary Pusher. I do tend to pull this out every fall. Another one that I was thinking of would be the Vive Satin Slip lipstick in the shade Deep Love, because this one is definitely brownish, but it might have even a little bit too much plum. I don't know, I feel like it could work. I think I'm gonna go with the Vive. And my favorite thing in the world is a cool toned lip. So I'm gonna go in with my trusty NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Moonwalk, which is the perfect kind of purpley brownish gray. Ugh, I love this lip liner so much. It has been too long. I'm gonna go ahead and treat myself to a healthy overlining of the lips. Do a little bit of shading just in the corners. Now let's go in with the lipstick. So Deep Love from Vive. Oh yeah, I think this is perfect. It perfectly matches the kind of crease color we've got going on. Ooh, yes. All of the grungy fall vibes. Love a good plummy brown lip for fall. I do just kind of feel like I want a touch more dimension in the lip, so I'm gonna take a little bit of that lipstick shade on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take a little bit of concealer. This one is the Natasha Denona High Glam, and I'm just going to make myself a little dimensional color here to tap in the center. Just to be a little bit extra. But I do feel like it makes a difference. And I think this is the finished look. What do we think, friends? I love it. I can confidently say I've never done a look like this with this palette, and I love it when that happens because I feel like I'm really actually being creative instead of going for the same tones that I always pull for when I open different palettes. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for doing a little bit of makeup and chill. I really love the way that this look turned out, and I can't wait to wear this for the rest of the night while I go drink the rest of my wine, order pizza, and watch TV. I'm trying to decide if it's a Downton Abbey night or a Grey's Anatomy night. Cast your vote in the comments down below. I really needed this, and I hope that this helped you in some way, whether it inspired you to pull out an old palette or to play with makeup, or to get back into one of your old hobbies, or even if it was just nice background noise while you are doing the dishes or folding the laundry. I am so thankful to all of you for tuning into my videos even after I've been away for such a long break, and for always being such a kind and lovely space where I can come and play and be creative and hang out with friends. I hope that you are having a great night wherever you are, and I will look for you at my next video. Bye.